There have been rumors of a secular hunting at night. No one was able to identify him yet.
You can't just stop paying your taxes, old man. We have to eat as well.
I'm afraid it's not my problem anymore. I will give you a chance to turn back and starve. It will be better than what's about to happen to you.
I don't know if you're stupid or extremely brave. Someone will come for that money, whether you like it or not.
So you made your choice. I gotta say, I respect the dedication. See you on the other side.
Boss, I think we need to go.
Jesus!
Something else, Doc. No more! I yield!
Well, that was a bloodbath if I've ever seen one. I think this is the perfect time for you to go get your snacks. And also the perfect time for me to get into the mods to see what caused that bloodbath. Skyrim is not a game that's particularly suitable for children. Pretty far from it actually. But I think you could still use a little boost when it comes to the gore, since more gross stuff on your screen is always more fun. And since you clicked on this video, you probably share the same idea, be honest with me. So starting off with the textures, we all know that the best and most efficient way to enhance your gory experience is to have some great blood splatters. So it should come to no surprise that I have enhanced blood textures as our first mod of the list today. I personally went with the bigger and darker splatters just because of personal preference, but there's also a smaller version and also a brighter red version as well if you want to experiment with that. This is the #1 mod to make your aftermath look like something really bad took place. And something did. I mean, except here. This is probably the best thing that could ever happen in Skyrim. The gorier the scene is, the more wholesome it is, believe it or not. Now that we have the base for the blood down, we will need to improve some more textures very soon, but we'll get into some other context first. So, what's the first cool thing that happens when you start playing Skyrim? That's right, some random guy gets his head cut off. And well, some other guy gets shot first, but it's not as cool. But wouldn't you want to have some more of these public executions? Well, introducing the mod with a perfect name for this. Public executions. Now, more people are gonna get their heads cut off like chickens pretty much on a daily basis in Solitude, just like Rogvir. I think making the world more dark also improves of the overall gory experience and the overall gory feel of the world, so this mod is pretty important to the list. Now, while these executions are great, something rather sus happened during one of them. So this would be when this orc prisoner was supposed to get his head cut off. Everyone was standing there, ready to get the execution on, but no one seemed to move. Everyone froze in place, and some really strong emotions could be felt in the air. So the execution that day got cancelled and postponed to the next day. Which brings us to day 2 of our execution. The crowd was silent. The captain was silent, but his thoughts were not. How can I do this? He said to himself. How can I execute the man I love? Yes, he might be a monster, but he is my lover. He might have killed my family, but he also stole my heart. Now that's a great description of a criminal right there. Everyone looked confused, especially the executioners. I mean, I was confused as well. Why are there 2 executioners in the first place? This mod is actually deeper than I thought. It was truly a ride. Now getting back to the people getting their heads cut off, you probably want to get some sexy chopping blocks with 2K or 4K executioner block. I honestly went for the 2K version because my PC is already fried, but if you want full immersion, you might want to consider the latter. Also making the gore itself more high res, we got Gorecap for that. Now look at that improvement. You're welcome. Now, while we're talking about textures, you can also download Savrenx Gore, which makes the already dead bodies and bones around the map look more gory. Impaled, burned dead bodies now look so much better. I cannot wait for the video to be demonetized for real. Now, we'll be demonetized for sure for saying those freaking stupid ass words, Robert. Thank you. Yeah, by the way, Robert is still joining us today. And we also have a special guest today. So introducing our Chinese lucky cat. Everyone be nice, please, in the comments. Alright. Now let's get some animations in place, starting with VioLens. This mod allows you to have more control over the awesome kill moves in the game. It's a pretty old mod and pretty popular, so there's a good chance you already know about it. I like to use it to see kill moves more often because I honestly really like them, even if they are pretty janky from time to time. And while we're talking about ways to kill, how about we add maximum Carnage to the mix? This mod is probably the most important on today's list. Some of the amazing things it lets you do are just Mortal Kombat tier, basically. You can slice open your enemies' chests, crush their skulls and make them explode, scalp them, crush their bodies, cut off their legs. As you can see, it also works on animals too, and it keeps a somewhat realistic level of gore as well. While yes, it's not particularly realistic to kick someone's skull open, but it's not like somebody's body is gonna blow up every time you stab them with a knife. It's kind of like a win-win situation there. Get some realism and get a lot of gore in return. From what I see, this mod keeps getting constant updates and it keeps getting better and better every time I open the Nexus. So far we've been talking about some realistic but slightly exaggerated gore. Now let's get into some real Mortal Kombat level of I don't give a f***ness. Heartbreaker is just a brutal mod, dude. It adds the simple animation that can be triggered manually once your opponent is low health and limping. This is just brutal. Something funny I realized that if you do it in slow motion, it looks like you're punching your enemy with a heart in the chest rather than actually taking it from them. The heart, it just happens that it appears in your hand too fast, and I think that's hilarious. If that's not cool enough for you, you actually get to keep the heart because it adds a human heart in your inventory. Now I'm looking at the recording there and I see flakes in the background. I actually thought it was snowing. Moving on with the mods, I'm sorry. Now that you can become a brutal killing machine, you gotta make the world a little darker, and we're gonna start off with Gallows of Skyrim. I have reviewed this mod in the past as well because I think it's really cool, so I'm gonna do it again. So it adds gallows right outside city gates. These look brutal and it just adds an extra layer of darkness to the world of Skyrim. Now to add onto that, I have Hanged Man's Tree, which is clearly inspired by The Witcher 3's location of the same name. This, just like the Gallows of Skyrim mod, adds some darkness to the world and it looks creepy as hell in my opinion. There's nothing around this location other than a graveyard of what is considered to be criminals, I guess. It looks haunted and I love it. And now that we have ourselves a gore fest, I think it is high time of another episode of Morgana's Chronicles. So you might want to stick around for another minute or so. It's gonna be worth it. Roll the clip.
Oh, hi, Morgana. I have something to tell you. You probably heard of the Armored Killer by now. The army and I have been looking for him for a while, and it seems we finally found a lead. You know how important this is. A lot of people were wrongfully accused and executed. It's a murder contract. We analyzed the handwriting. I'll give you all the details. You know what you need to do. Remember the plan, boys. We wait for it to bring him here.
Izmir's beard! Oh!
Wait, where are you going?
And on that note, I want to thank you all for watching. Usually I would ask you to leave a like, but not this time. I don't need a like from you guys. I need comments. I really like whenever I upload a video and I see what people do with the mods that I review in the comments. So please let me know what you thought. Let me know how you're gonna use these mods, what are you gonna do with them. I think that's really cool, and you might have a chance to be featured in my next video. Who knows? Speaking of featured in my next video, let's have someone featured in this video right here. Go into the comment, shout out. Let me just get my trusty laptop over here. So who's the comment today? Robert, who did you choose? Oh, that's right, Madison CS. Now this comment is pretty long, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I read it all. I think it's a really great comment, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna keep it short. Can I just say, I really enjoy those sequences you've done. I really do enjoy seeing people try to make cinematics in Skyrim, and they are beautiful despite all the bugs and glitches we all know and love. Please keep doing more, and if it's a passion, please let yourself be carried away. Which is the case. I love making Morgana's story, and I think it's a really great thing. I love that some people enjoy them, maybe not everyone. Some people do click off right after I finish the mods, but it's not for everyone. It's for those special people that are still here, still enjoying the video right now. Also, this person also says, I'd love for you to do serious ones, as cool, deadly stylish, or gory as you can get. Don't let it crush the art, embrace your mistakes and flaws, be open to suggestions, and you'll be ever growing. There's nothing embarrassing about that, only admirable. Well, thank you very much for that, Madison. A great comment and great advice, really great advice. So those of you who really enjoy Morgana's story, I think it's great. And if you're new, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my latest videos as well, because they're really cool, and they also have some of Morgana's story in there, and you'll have more context as to what's going on. Also, I just wanted to address that, like, since my last video, my mods got purged basically, so it took me forever to get my load order back to back to where it is. So that's the delay between this video and the last one, because it took a while for me to fix it. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a long wait, and I did take my time. The game runs smoother, and it's a lot more stable than it was before. Another problem I had is that because of that, all my saves got corrupted, meaning that I lost Morgana, so I had to recreate her. Did you guys notice? Did you guys notice that it's not the same character? I try to make it as similar as I could to what it was before. Hopefully that was a success, and hopefully you guys didn't notice too much. Go watch my other videos. Bye. So I loaded up this older game called Skyrim. I started making videos people be admiring. Well, on one hand it gets pretty tough. I can't help to admit that it's some really cool stuff. I get back in the game after I played so many times. I thought it would get boring after committing so many crimes. Did you know the River Chicken is considered a person? Now that's a dumb feature that